Good day everyone. Today we'll be exploring the intricate world of the sugarcane supply chain. We'll be examining the journey of this agricultural product from input supplier to end consumers. Get ready to delve into the complexities of harvesting, processing, transportation, and distribution, along with the key risks and challenges faced by this industry. Let's begin.
Sugarcane. Sugarcane is a tall financial grass that is cultivated in tropical and subtropical regions around the world. It is one of the most important commercial crops globally, primarily used for sugar production, ethanol, and other byproducts like molasses and bagasse. Product characteristic: non-organic. The sugarcane reference here is not grown under organic farming practices. This typically means that synthetic fertilizer and pesticide may be used during cultivation to enhance yield and manage pests or disease. High sucrose content. Sugarcane is renowned for its high sucrose concentration within its stock. This natural sugar is extracted and refined to produce the table sugar used in homes and industry worldwide. Seasonal crop. Sugarcane has a specific growing seasonal, usually depending on the climate of the region. It requires warm temperature and a good amount of rainfall or irrigation, making it ideal for seasonal farming. Cycle. Harvest manually or mechanically. Manual harvesting it involves laboring cutting the cane by hand using tools like machetes. This method is labor-intensive but often necessary in regions where machine can access the fields. Mechanic harvesting involves the use of advanced machinery to cut, clean, and sometimes even chop the sugar cane in one go. It increases efficiency and reduces redline or manual labor.
Let's talk about the key stakeholders and actors in the sugarcane supply chain. First, we have the input suppliers. These are the people or companies who provide farmers with the things they need to grow crops, such as seeds or seedlings, chemical fertilizers, pesticides, farming tools, and irrigation equipment. Next, we have the farmers. These are the ones who cultivate the sugarcane. They take care of the plants and manage all the activities in the field like planting, watering, and weeding. Lastly, we have the harvesting stage. This is when the sugarcane is collected. It can be done manually by cutting with tools or mechanically using machines like cane harvesters. And each of these roles is important to ensure that the sugarcane supply chain runs smoothly from planting to harvesting.
This slide illustrates the manufacturing and processing steps involved in sugar production. Let's walk through each stage. Sugarcane. The process begins with raw sugarcane stalks. This is the primary agricultural input for sugar production. Juice extraction. The sugarcane stalks are then fed into a machine for juice extraction. This process crushes the sugarcane to release its sugary juice. Evaporation. The extracted juice is then transferred to an evaporation stage. Here, excess water is removed from the juice through heating, concentrating the sugar content and forming a thick syrup. Centrifugation. The concentrated syrup undergoes centrifugation. This process spins the syrup at high speed to separate the sugar crystals from the remaining liquid. Refined sugar. The result of centrifugation is refined sugar crystals. This is the common granulated white sugar that we typically use. Sugar products. Finally, the refined sugar can be further processed or used as an ingredient to create various sugar products, as shown in the image by chocolate, candies, and beverages.
Transportation. Local transportation. This initial stage involves moving the harvested sugarcane directly from the fields to the processing mills. The common methods for this local transport are via trucks or smaller carts. Long-haul transportation. Once the sugarcane has been processed at the mills, likely into raw sugar or other intermediate products, the next step is long-haul transportation. This involves moving these process materials from the processing plants to their next destinations, which are typically wholesalers, distributors, or export hubs for further sale or shipment.
Sugarcane retailers distribution. Sugarcane is a vital agricultural commodity used for producing sugar, jaggery, ethanol, and even as a raw snack or juice. Once harvested farms, sugarcane enters a well-structured distribution chain that ensures its delivery to the final consumer. Two important links in this chain are wholesale distributors and retailers. Wholesale distributors. Wholesale distributors act as intermediaries between sugarcane producers and smaller buyers such as manufacturers or retail businesses. They purchase sugarcane or sugarcane derived from product in large quantities and manage the logistic storage and transportation required to handle bulk orders. Their operations are often centered in key agricultural regions or near sugar mills where they can access fresh produce at lower costs. By buying in bulk, they are able to offer competitive pricing to retailers and manufacturers, contributing to the efficiency of the supply chain. Retailers. Retailers serves as the final link in the distribution chain, providing sugar products directly to consumers. This includes grocery stores, supermarkets, local shops, bakeries, and e-commerce platforms. They typically purchase sugarcane goods from wholesale distributors or directly from local suppliers, depending on scale and demand. Grocery stores and supermarkets stock a variety of sugarcane-based items, including raw sugarcane, sugar jaggery, and cane juice. Bakeries rely on sugar for baking and confectionery production. Meanwhile, e-commerce platforms have revolutionized access by offering packaged sugarcane product with the convenience of home delivery. These platforms cater to a growing market of health-conscious and traditional consumers.
After the sugarcane goes through the full processing cycle and is transformed into refined sugar, it is distributed to retailers who supply it to end consumers. These end consumers are typically households who often buy sugar from groceries or small retail stores. Sugar is a staple in many homes, commonly used for everyday cooking and sweetening food like adding it to coffee or making traditional desserts and delicacies. Retailers also supply sugar to restaurants. Most restaurants have dedicated suppliers and usually purchase sugar in bulk. They use it in food preparation including beverages, marinades, sauces, and desserts. Food manufacturers also buy sugar, often in large quantities such as sacks. They melt or process it as an ingredient in various products like sugar-coated nuts, cereals, and snack foods. Lastly, beverages companies are major players in the sugar supply chain. These companies purchase sugar in liquid form or as high fructose syrup, which they use to sweeten drinks such as sodas, soft drinks, and juices.
Sugar. Sugar is produced from sugarcane or sugar beets through a series of steps. For sugarcane, the process starts with harvesting and extracting the juice. The juice is then clarified, filtered, and concentrated through evaporation. Crystallization follows, where sugar crystals are formed and separated from the liquid. The resulting raw sugar undergoes refining processes, including washing, filtering, and recrystallization, to remove impurities and create different sugar types. Finally, the refined sugar is dried and packaged for distribution. The entire process aims to extract and purify the sucrose content, resulting in the sweet granulated sugar we commonly use in our everyday lives.
These slides illustrate the flow of materials and product in a typical supply chain. Raw material flow. This section describes how raw material are initially gathered. In this case, it starts at a farm, then moves to local collection centers, and finally reaches the sugar mills. Processing flow. This outlines the steps involved in transforming the raw materials into a finished or semi-finished product. Here, the process includes cleaning, crushing, juice extraction, boiling, clarification, crystallization, and finally, packaging. Distribution flow. This stage details how the product reaches various intermediaries before the final consumer. It starts at the sugar mills, goes to the wholesaler or exporters, and then to retailers or food manufacturers. And consumer flow. This final section shows where the product ultimately ends up. It goes from retailers, brands to household and businesses.
This slide highlights two key aspects of information flow: supply chain visibility and communication channels. Supply chain visibility, this refers to how businesses monitor and manage their supply chain operations. GPS tracking is used to monitor the movement of goods during transport, enhancing real-time tracking and reducing delays. Inventory management system in mills help ensure that raw materials and products are tracked and stocked efficiently. Enterprise resource planning are integrated software platforms that manage procurement, sales, and distribution, ensuring seamless coordination across departments. Communication channels. These are the tools and methods used for information exchange between stakeholders. Communication happens through mobile phones, cooperative meetings, and digital platforms, allowing timely and effective collaboration. Contracts and agreements formalize the relationship and responsibilities among producers, processors, and retailers, ensuring clarity and accountability.
These are the key risks and challenges. Climate change significantly impacts sugarcane production. Rising temperatures and altered rainfall patterns reduce yields and sugar content. Increased frequency of extreme weather events like droughts and floods further damage crops and infrastructure. These factors threaten the livelihoods of sugarcane farmers and the global sugar supplies. These slides illustrates the environmental and social consideration. Sugarcane farming faces challenges in sustainability: high water use, pollution, soil degradation, labor, seasonal work, safety, and waste management, bagasse molasses wastewater. Addressing these issues is crucial for responsible sugarcane production. This flowchart illustrates the sugarcane supply chain. It starts with input suppliers, providing resources to farmers or producers who harvest the cane. The cane is transported to processing centers for cleaning, crushing, juice extraction, crystallization, and packaging. And optional secondary processing may occur before long-haul transport to distributors or wholesalers, then retailers, and finally, end consumers.